Hi everyone, welcome to our Leo reading for February 2021. I decided to do Leo because we just had the full moon in Leo, and you want to think about that and what does Leo represent? Well, usually Leo is ruled by the sun, so wants to be out in the spotlight. Is not fearful of presenting whatever needs to present, whether it's themselves or their works. And then, of course, you always have the opposite attached, and that is part of what we're learning, like what's seen in the light and what's done in the dark, and trying to find that balance. Anyway, so welcome to our Leo reading. This is going to be for Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This is going to be for those of you who are intuitively guided to the reading, and you may have no Leo in your chart. You probably have it somewhere, just because we're really all connected. You may be checking on a Leo, and just remember that your guides know you're here, so you yourself will probably receive messages, hopefully some guidance that you're looking for. So welcome, everyone. I'm going to bring the lid down a little bit here. There we go. And let's begin with our Mother Mary deck. This is an oracle deck, and I've been using it a lot lately, but it's just been turning out exactly, the exact right message. So give her a cut. All my decks are pre-shuffled. And let's begin. Go in knowing that these readings are usually what some would consider long, but they are very thorough. Usually the beginning where, it's revealing to us what's been going on, and then as we move deeper, it takes us into perhaps the current energy, but then it always helps direct us out, to the light in some way. So, I feel like the instructions in there, do we pay attention to it? That type of thing. So anyway, that's why they're usually long. I like to be very thorough. Okay, honesty. I am in touch with my true feelings regarding this situation. Honesty. Staying true to yourself. All right, and we'll read it at the end of the reading. Now we're going to bring in the Tarot of Dreams. Oh, why did I shuffle this way? I don't normally shuffle them that way. And let me just clear my table a little bit more. Okay, let's begin. We have the Hermit, card of Virgo, Leo's neighbor. Okay, we have a little chaos coming out. We have the Sun. There is Leo's ruling planet. There's Leo and Virgo side by side. There's a complete illumination over your spiritual side, a spiritual quest. Um, whatever you're seeking, if you're seeking some type of real truth, the sun is here to back up the hermit, so to speak. So whatever the hermit is, the hermit is seeking wisdom, seeking the light. Many times it's the darkness that brings me to this energy, and it's literally, seeking the light in whatever that may be. And for many of you, it's some type of honesty. The sun being here is going to illuminate to you all that you need to know, um, to you know to then move forward, then stand up as the hermit and emerge from the cave, so to speak. We have the Knight of Swords heading right to you. Can be an energy Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I have to tell you, I feel like it's the truth that you're seeking. I feel like it's coming to you. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Four of Wands. I'm taking all the cards that are face up first. Four of Wands, that's a commitment. That's about a being in a true commitment. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Page of Swords. He is in reverse, but I have to be honest, I just don't feel like reading it in reverse. We'll keep in mind that. So it could be someone who's like, borderline Page of Swords. I feel like this is where I'm learning my voice. I'm learning who I am. I'm learning about my truth. I do think in some way you're seeking some type of truth over some type of commitment. And it's funny because from the Hermit energy is the Eight of Pentacles, and the Eight of Pentacles talks about, putting your head down and focusing on something. And if you do, you're guaranteed for it to grow and be successful, to expand in the light. But if I'm not willing to do any of that, then that's not what I grow, right? But nonetheless, I feel like in some of you, this has taken you on a spiritual journey where, you are now the hermit, which means that you're the beacon of light to others. Means that you've absorbed a lot of wisdom in your life, and you're the teacher. It just almost becomes the natural role. Anyways, I do feel like this Page of Swords is about learning. Well, let's keep going. We have Judgment. Wow. And we have the Three of Swords. Okay, so clearly, with the Three of Swords under this Four of Wands, again, the commitment, right? The marriage card. Pain emerged from it. I mean, no doubt, it's here, period. Someone may have cut off communication in some way, and you may find that coming back to you again. I don't know. You may have someone who's coming to you and telling you their truth. The Judgment card is about a reawakening, an awakening. It's a call to the present moment. It's definitely your spirit guide, your angels, recognizing, that these swords exist, right? Or that they did exist. The Three of Swords is about past, whatever happened has already happened. Now I'm just feeling it. So I do feel like there was something within this connection, and in some way, almost like brings you to your knees, but really where it takes you is into the hermit energy. And I feel like while you're in that energy, you just so happen to start to receive like real truths about yourself, about the universe. You know, you could be taken down a different path that you never expected. And this may be part of the healing process over this Three of Swords. So I'm seeing all that. Okay, let's get our last 4 cards. All right, we have the Ten of Swords. Listen, don't focus on those 10 of Swords. Because right off the bat, it's showing that if I keep my focus on those 10 of Swords, on, you know, this is where if I don't start to move out of this energy, the 10 of Swords, I'm going to become, I don't know what's the word, like, pretty resistant to life. It's going to harden me. And that's not what's meant to happen, right? It's not meant to happen. So I feel like, you know, you do have to decide where you're going to put your focus. You know, I feel like if you want to look at those 10 of Swords, and 10 of Swords is, you know, you feel like you keep getting stabbed in the back. But, you know, geez, 10 times, like, did it have to be 10 times? I don't know. I feel like, but the truth of, if that's something I'm seeking, like, why does this happen? Why did it happen? That is also being illuminated. So anything, I feel like any type of truth that you're seeking, probably from divine, the universe, whatever you want to say, I feel like you're going to receive it pretty quickly. It's almost like this person is doing surgery on this person's back, like sewing up those puncture wounds of the swords, and someone else is like sewing it up for you. Maybe it's spirit. We have the Emperor, card of Aries. We have the Devil, card of Capricorn. Interesting. And then look at this, we have the Moon. So we have 3 major arcana that just came out over this, emerging from that 10 of Swords. We have the Moon, card of Pisces, but ruler of Cancer. And, you know, we already acknowledged about the full moon that we just experienced in Leo. So I feel like this moon is also part of it. So it's interesting. We have the Emperor and the Devil and the moon that come from this 10 of Swords. You know, very clearly, it looks to me, you know, and let's think again of the moon in Leo. It's about realizing, like, you know, you're meant to be out in the spotlight. That's where it feels natural to you. And to do that, you have to be someone who is willing to take chances, and Leo is willing to take chances. You know, will Leo fully commit? I feel like if it feels right. Anyway, because I feel like, and I felt this in someone else's reading too, like taking those 10 swords, taking all this energy, and in some way it ignites a way for you to, I feel like you're doing your own business, you're representing yourself, you're putting the work in for your project, that type of thing. You're becoming, you are the boss, you know, you're the boss, you're the higher up. You may just be learning how to be like the boss and, what needs to be done in that energy. But I feel like what it's saying is you've taken your experiences, and interesting that that's how the Hermit opens us up, looking right at the card of honesty from Mother Mary. So, again, it's like taking the energy and directing it to what becomes your own thing, your own potential, your own business, all of that. All of that. So, let's go ahead and bring the clarifiers out because we have so many major arcanas. We have the Page of Wands on the bottom of the deck. So, the Page of Wands, think about your younger self and how very seldom did you say no to opportunities. You may be in the first one, running through the door. I feel like it's talking about your inner child and moving in that type of energy. So that's passionate type energy. There's the Two of Cups underneath it. Wow. This could certainly be talking about someone of a younger time. Two Cups is a soulmate. And maybe that's what someone is questioning. Is this person I'm with a soulmate? Just because you're with a soulmate, it doesn't mean that the lessons go away. Maybe they're even more difficult, right? But if they're more difficult, that's because the two of you are able to solve it, let's say. Figure it out, rise above it. But, it's kind of the mix. I mean, even if I look here, I almost feel like the light and dark. But you have more light around the dark than you have dark around the light. Does that make sense? Okay, one more shuffle. That wasn't a very good shuffle. I feel like everything is needs to be moved over just a bit. Some of you may be having communication coming in from someone you had an earlier commitment with, whether it be love or like a partner that I had, maybe a partner in crime type of thing. But I feel like you may be having some type of communication coming in from them, and the Three of Swords is still attached to that, but does that mean it's attached to them? Maybe they had a part in it, but I feel like they're of an earlier time. Anyway, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have the Page of Wands again. So I feel like the universe is trying to move you ahead. I feel like many of you have found the truth about something. And now I feel like the universe is saying, now it's time to move on it. Now it's time to get to work on it. Now it's time to do the things, that need to be done to reach for something. And I do feel like, I feel like someone's feeling it inside, like, almost like, a horse at the waiting gate, like, let that gate, I'm ready. If you're feeling that, know that that's really natural and it's moving you towards something. And I feel like, as we measure time in this reading, Judgment is about a call to attention, right? The sun's illuminating all that needs to be seen. You know, it's the sun's at your back, the sweet warmth of the sun. I don't know, all of that. But I feel like now it's time to move into it, into something. You know, I feel like when you have the Hermit energy, you have the Hermit together with the Sun. To me, it feels like a very peaceful time, but yet I also feel this urgency to do something. Okay, we have the Six of Pentacles. We have the Page of Pentacles. We have the Lovers, interesting, coming over the Four of Wands. So that's the commitment, right? That's very interesting. Card of Gemini. It can mean a head over heart decision, you know, and it answers you if that is the question. You know, do I follow my head or I follow my heart? Well, within the Lovers, it says follow your heart. Follow your heart. So anyways, if I go back a little bit, over the Sun is the Six of Pentacles, and I feel like, you know, the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving. It's a very generous type. This is you in a very generous type energy. You know, it's where you want to give back, and this can even be giving up yourself, giving of what you have learned with the Page of Pentacles right there. You know, but it's also the energy of receiving, and it's about learning the art of giving and receiving. Like it's an art form, you know what I mean? Like the light and the dark will always exist. The secret is finding how to balance yourself within it, right? You know, it's like you have this human body and you have this spirit body. Remember that. So anyway, um, I feel like, you know, I feel like if you've been in a period where you've been maybe in some deep thinking, you know, maybe you are seeking more spirituality. I feel like, again, it's like you've come to that point where maybe it's time now to go out and live it, right? Maybe I've been learning it, been learning all about my spirituality, but now is the time to go out and give it. And it's interesting because then you have the Six of Pentacles, and that's the energy where that's exactly what you want to do. You do become someone who becomes very generous. Now, again, it can be with your money, it can be with your time, it can be with your knowledge. You know, you're feeding something from a higher level, so that it's going to come back to you too, and then you have to learn in that energy to allow yourself to receive it. You know, before we get there, sometimes it can be that, like that armor, right where the universe is trying to reach us, like, ugh, through our heart center, but boom, we have that armor there, so it can't. I don't know. I feel like there's just some of you transforming in that way, and I feel like you know who you are. But now I feel like you've learned. Now it's time to put it into action. And that may be saying now it's time to give something a chance, to take a chance in something. You know, how do I know it's going to be okay? Well, whatever I give is what I'll receive. If you're in that type of open energy, you know, though that does not want to give, will fall away. And I feel like some of you are just learning this, and maybe just learning of this Lovers. I mean, here it is, coming right over the Four of Wands. So, There's something pretty special in that energy, and from it is coming the King of Swords. So I feel like what it's saying is in some way, you may be hearing from whoever is in this lover's energy. I can't forget that Three of Swords is there, though, so I do know that, I almost feel like it's the sadness that has followed you from life to lifetime. It's like this underlying sadness, but I feel like, if you want to end that, this is the time. Like, because of where we open up again, if I need to cut old ties that maybe I just didn't cut, in my last lifetime. But, well, this is the time, right? It's been the time. But now it's time to live. Okay. We have, look at that, we have the Eight of Pentacles coming over the Eight of Pentacles. Interesting. We have the Three of Swords coming out again over this page. So this page could be someone who was of our past. Again, potentially Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If they're not that sign, they could be someone who could have been brash with their words, almost. Some of you, I feel like this is even work-related. And there may be someone that, I feel like for someone, there's someone that you used to work with that you don't see anymore. Because maybe, you're not there anymore. Or for right now, like, you're working from home type of thing. So I feel like there is like this separation of maybe someone I used to see every day and now I don't see at all. Maybe you're here questioning that. What is that? Who is that? Why do I think of them? Why do I miss them? I can tell you one thing, it's because they are very like-minded. And what I mean by that is I feel like this couple could have long conversation. Like, we could just start talking about anything, and it could turn into a long, deep conversation. But it's something that it feels very natural. Anyway, I have to point that out. And I feel like that's what the Three of Swords is. It's not an actual, your heart's not actually broken. The swords aren't actually in there. Right? You have a lot more control over your energy than you think. And it's weird because, all of a sudden I feel like, and someone may be connecting telepathically. And I feel like if I'm coming here for question, that I'm getting an honest answer today. Okay, let's keep going. We have the Chariot. Look at this. Chariot coming over Judgment. It's like your ancestors are also saying that. Like, this is about something new. And listen, there's always going to be something new. And there's always going to be something old, right? As we go through the cycles. Sun is usually very good at, clarifying which is ready to close and what's ready to open, unless we get lost in something. So anyway, I feel like your ancestors are, I have to move up here for a second because I'm seeing the Chariot and I'm seeing the Lovers, and in a way, I feel like this is talking about a connection between two people. And I feel like it's of a, how do I say it, like of a high nature, which means, truth be told, I have to have my own shit together, right? I have to be able to present myself in a very transparent way, right? Because if I am going to, let's say, reconnect with this. And again, it can just mean that you've always been, it's connected for eternity. You're just connecting right now. Anyway, nonetheless, I feel like the universe is divine is trying to help you with that also, right? So bringing yourself to a balance of, understanding. You always have the light, you always have the dark. You always have that feminine side of you, you always have that masculine side of you. And it just is about the balancing of it. The Chariot is about mind control, so to speak. She doesn't need to hold the reins to what's ever driving the carriage. She thinks it, and therefore it goes that way, right? It's truly using all your spirituality in one, right? It is I think it, and therefore I go it. But it takes a special energy to really, truly understand that and use that, right? It doesn't mean it's not there. It's always been there. It's almost like we have this outward journey, but we also have this inward journey. And, that inward journey is just as important as the outward journey, because as you keep expanding yourself and your soul and asking yourself those hard questions, how am I living? Am I living in my integrity? Am I going after my dreams? You know, you want to know those things, right? Am I in the present moment, or is my past dragging along, right? Do I need to cut some ties? Do I need to close some doors? Because nothing feels like it's been opening for a while. Well, if nothing's been opening, there's no room. Something needs to go. What is it that needs to go? So it's like and I feel like that's all in the Hermit. But then again, with the Chariot, it's showing me that you arrive at that energy. So let's keep going. We have, look at this, we have the Knight of Swords again, coming over the Three of Swords. We have the Eight of Swords coming over the Ten of Swords. Not great, but this isn't bad. So we have the Four of Swords now coming over the Emperor. Some of you may be tied to an Aries. I don't know if I said that. I have Aries and Capricorn and Pisces all side by side down here. So anyways, this is your journey. It just is your journey. And the Eight of Swords coming over the Ten of Swords tells me that there has been a period of time. This is something that does not happen overnight. It's like I took those three swords and I multiplied them into 8. I know that doesn't go, but right, I multiplied them. And then as I'm in the Eight of Swords, this self-created prison, it multiplies to 10. Right? So this energy just keeps multiplying on me. Why? Well, it's showing us, right? Number one, energy that you feel like you've been getting stabbed in the back. How long are you going to let yourself get stabbed in the back? Some of you, sometimes those are signs themselves. Like, okay, how many times we have to keep sending you this sign before you see it? Now, if it's that important, that means it's probably of your soul's request to have some type of experience that, because I'm stuck in a certain energy, it's kind of blocking what's left. Like, my life is not over. But then comes the Four of Swords, and that's beautiful. That is where, if you give your worries over to God, if you pray over these swords, over the pain, and ask for healing, you will receive it. Right? Four of Swords is about your prayers being heard. The answer can be different than what you think, but that means you're thinking on an earthly tone, and this is about divine. So I want to let go of control at the same time. In the Four of Swords, there's one sword that is of your own. And that sword is something I need to look at. It's like Divine says, healing is for you, but you need to look at that one sword or you will recreate. And I don't feel like you want to. Doesn't mean you can't have a partner back. It means you don't want to recreate the energy that was in it, right? So here's the ability to let it go. Here is the door, one of the doors, boom, that needs to shut. Some of you, it's about even your own temptations. It's about overcoming something that has held you back, has held you down, has held you from the limelight, has stopped you from being the teacher. Whatever it is. Two Eight of Pentacles, I do feel like it's two people, when we're talking about love, who are learning on their, they have to be willing and be in the energy of wanting to learn and expand, right? Understand building a solid foundation here on earth is important. However that is, whether that mean in material wise, or, you yourself. Okay, let's get our last two cards. This is an interesting reading. We have the Two of Swords coming over the Devil. And sorry, Capricorn, it's hard not to look at the devil energy for what it is, right? It is, just like I said, there's the lightness, there's the darkness, right? We're not to judge either one, but what does each represent? What does it bring? Here it's showing us. So here it's something that, there's something I don't want to look at. I have a blindfold on in here. And I'm kind of, listen, the one good thing is you came from the 10 down to the 2 of Swords. So that's a good thing. And I feel like if this is about overcoming something, some type of temptation, and I may be building up like how bad it's going to be, it's going to be a tenth of what you think. And I think that's important for you to know that. Like, you're building up too big in your head. Some of you have to just look at something and be like, okay, this is some type of temptation, something that it's pulling me, right? But should I follow, or do I need to break that and pull it the other direction? So this still puts us in a question mode. And no matter how many questions keep coming up, the energy that's bigger is, first of all, the major arcanas, and that's the Hermit and the Sun. I can't see anything getting by you. I can't see any reason to having any blindfolds on in that energy, because, you are learning the truth of, let's just say, the world, the truth of you, the truth of your power, and all of that. But, this is coming down. And how fast can I move through it? Well, it depends on what effort I'm willing to put into it. So anyway, someone may be wondering whether to go towards a Cancer or a Capricorn. Two very different energies. I feel like you got to ask yourself, what's more important to you? Anyway, that's not for me to answer. I feel like your answer will be here somewhere. And look at this. We have the Star. Beautiful. First of all, card of Aquarius. Another major arcana. This is about your hopes, your dreams, your wishes. This is about what you pour into the lake of eternity, is what you will create. So, this is about believing, make believe, and fantasy, and all of that, which can then become my reality. Star with the lovers up there. Some of you, I feel like sometimes, like, we don't want to close the door to people that um, just are hurting us. You know what I mean? Are holding us back, and I'm taking all ego out of that. It's a knowing that I have in myself, um, and sometimes I stay because it's just easier, right? I'm afraid of going from here to the unknown, and I feel like this is a period, if you choose, where all is going to be revealed to you. And then I feel like what happens is as you move along that path, well, here's the lovers with the commitment. And I almost feel like, you know, this is someone, definitely soulmate energy, if not twin flame, um, definitely someone who was meant to be there. In a way, the Three of Swords that's underneath it, it may still have a lingering effect, and maybe this person actually helps to mend that. Maybe you help each other, right? Because both have an 8. So I feel like you're on a destined path, but over here it's like now it's time, right? The energy wants to move. Um, and I feel like the energy's going to move whether you jump on it or not. But I feel like the Page of Wands would always say yes, is always going to take a chance. And sitting with the Hermit underneath it, um, I feel like, it's a sense of strength within you. Talks about your spirituality, what you have learned, but it's now saying, okay, you have learned it, now teach it, live it, be it, right? It's like, you're graduating. Okay, what do I want to look at? I'm not quite ready to let it go. I get what's happening. We have the Ace of Swords. So, I feel like, first of all, the Ace of Swords is my yes card. And I don't always say that, just when I feel like um, I'm meant to. Anyways, it's coming with the Star card. And again, I feel the Star card is connected to the lovers. Um, so, I almost feel like this is energy that's coming towards you. But there's no need for you to look for it. And I feel like, and there's no need for them to look for you. I feel like this is just going to happen because it's meant to happen. And what's the only thing that would stop it? It is where my energy. Did I close my doors? Do I have room for it? Have I learned what I can learn so that I can now become what it is I want? I feel like the answer is yes, yes, yes. If it's still no, you have the opportunity of turning that into a yes. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I feel like some of you are being guided into creating businesses for yourself, becoming your own boss, becoming leaders. I feel like it is through your experiences that brings you to this point. So another reason not to have regret. Um, everything happens for a reason. So um, it's not about regretting. It's what did it teach me? How did I expand? What am I now to the world? Six of Pentacles, beautiful energy of where you are feeling very giving. And I feel like you're learning the art of give and take. That may be one of the experiences you're learning right now. And I feel like when the lessons are learned, here's the Chariot. I feel like it's guaranteed to show up. Will you see it? If you have your blindfolds off, you'll see it. And I think I'm going to leave it there. I kind of feel like I still am leaving you hanging, but I feel like that is the end of it. And that means that you're meant to fill the rest of it in. But let's read the card Honesty. And let's see how it applies to the reading. And I already know that it will. Honesty. You received this card in answer to your question, because Mother Mary sees a need for self-honesty if you are to proceed. What do you have to admit to yourself about your current situation? When you think about it, what feelings arise? Why? It's important to take stock of your emotions and thoughts about anything that confuses or annoys you. Otherwise, you're reacting instead of taking charge. Although the ego is threatened by looking deeper, it is an essential component of healing this situation. This card guides you to take some time to evaluate and understand your feelings. Remember, you are entitled to them, and they are neither right nor wrong. Very often, your feelings are the voices of angels delivering God's guidance to you. Beautiful. Honesty. That's it. I'm going to leave it there. I love you guys. As always, thank you for everything and how you help support my channel. And it allows me to keep bringing these messages out. I mean, I can feel the importance of this message, and I know sometimes they're not received right away. Someone may watch it and be like, nah, oh, no, no, and then you think about it like a week later and something reminds you of it, or you start to move in a certain direction. You're like, wait a minute, I remember it said, and you watch it again, and you hear the message in all of its light. Because why? Because you're there now. Because you're seeking it, and when you seek it, ye shall find. It's showing us right there. This is about no longer, I'm learning about my spirituality, but I am now walking in it. So, I don't know. I just want to say congratulations. I feel like, as the Lovers is here, this is talking about probably what will be a commitment, maybe to the end of time. And I feel like I don't know if I'm talking about eternity or just this lifetime. But, be what you want to bring in. And I feel like more than anything, it's saying be your authentic self. Think about the energy you're putting out there, because that is what's returning. Let go of the pains of yesterday, because, you can overcome this. And, life is about the ebbs and flows. And the more that you understand that, the easier it is to flow into this energy. I feel like anytime you've had really bad, hang in there, because you're going to receive the opposite, right? You will. But seek it, know that it exists. If the bad exists, so does the good. I just have to meet it, right? And know that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I love you guys. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.